Um, I've been thinking about the eagerness to go into seclusion, the eagerness to find quiet time. Even right now, as I'm talking to you, there was this reminder to take a nice breath. Um,
Your camera disappeared, Ivan, for me. I can't see you. If you want to press
oh,
on and off, maybe we'll restart it.
is
Now I
it? Can
see
you
you.
see me?
Cool. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
cool.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's the question. Like the eagerness to get into seclusion. Actually, I just read. There's this book by Bhikkhu Buddhadasa. Is Hunger and Happiness. He said there's three kind of seclusion. I think the Pali word is viyaka or something, like the physical one, which is the surrounding, the noise and everything, and the second one is the mental, which is um, greed, hatred, desire, lust, whatever it is in the inside the head, and the third one was the spiritual seclusion. It's like from the I me mind, but uh, yeah, I often find that as long as I achieve the first, which is the physical, the rest will take care of itself. As I keep breathing in and out, it just naturally will go there. Like I just, the mind is clear from uh, all those mental concepts. Yeah, but sometimes, oh, I'm just curious. Like, can the eagerness to get into seclusion be too much sometimes? Like, can it create an aversion to me? Like, oh, um, I'm feeling distressed. Okay, I need to find somewhere quiet. Like it can become another craving in itself. But so far, I never found that to be true, and it has yet to be my experience. But I'm just curious. Like, do you have any opinion on that?
Well, the one way to look at it is sometimes we're not really given an option to find the physical seclusion. So we might be at our job and we might be doing a task, but there's always that seclusion in breath, which we can always reside in, which already is doing the biggest part of seclusion. Because seclusion is just reminding yourself to practice. There's less noise, there's less stimulation coming from environment. It's easier to be reminded that hey, I can breathe, I can relax. It's easier to be in a relaxed state when there's less information coming in, like sights, sounds, senses being less overwhelmed, right? But the way to look at it, if for example, if you're at work, you can look at it as a training ground. Can be that you're being bombarded with senses, maybe tasks or sites, and you're working on computer or something, or somebody's talking to you, and then you can sense some agitation there. Maybe you're eager to get away from it. Maybe you're eager like to run away from the task, run away from the job because you're not feeling like you can handle it right now. That can be the moment also to be reminded to again just take another breath, right? So that's how seclusion works as well. It's not just physical seclusion. It's as you said, Buddhadasa described it, and in those three ways, it's very much so. I find it in especially living in the city, you have to practice seclusion more so while being surrounded with people, so while being surrounded by noise and situations and things coming at you, which is really good. I find it strengthens your practice quite a bit, unlike sitting in the jungle with nobody around you. It's two different things because you will get into seclusion and you will still have the mind that of that missing
Hmm.
desire, but then you'll be surrounded by desire in the city, and you will have to practice it with it in front of you. Meanwhile, you're sitting in the jungle, it's kind of outside of you, but it still is there in your mind, right? Like when you're in the jungle, but
mm,
physically it's here. It's almost easier to see it because it's physically right in front of you, like all the desires. You see a cupcake or you see uh, something you like, and you immediately can sense that the mind clings to it.
mm,
So the city can actually we can use the city, we can use our jobs as as a tool for practice to deepen the practice, to deepen the
mm,
skill set, which does
mm,
then transit into, once you get out of it, you can go back to seclusion and you can regenerate yourself more. That's what I find. Seclusion just regenerates me more. Meanwhile, while I'm at work, it might require a bit more
mm.
energy, as you would say, more energy to maintain the practice. It's not as clear and perfect as in seclusion, as most of the time, but it gets stronger and stronger the more you do it.
Yeah, I find this to be so relatable, and like in Buddhism, especially in Theravada, there's this like, how should I put it? Like, well, at least in my impression, that's how I perceive it. Like, there's this very negative judgment of the city. Like, I mean, I understand why, because I mean, I see this path as like a cultivation of this passion, like relinquishment, this passion to this or that. But sometimes, I mean, it doesn't happen much nowadays, but back then I have a lot of aversion. Like, I say, oh, I hate this place. I hate how this insight greed in me. I hate how this insight ill will in me. Like there's this victim mentality, right? And um, actually, I'm not sure what I'm trying to ask. I guess I'm just curious how were you able to handle that? Like you seem pretty optimistic, in spite of the environment. Like, yeah, I'm curious. How do you see it?
Well, there's just more traps for you to fall into, so you have to develop more of the concentration to see the traps. I just see it as a fun game. So it becomes a game if you make it like all serious. Like the city is very serious. What we're doing here, all these people are very serious. These jobs, their suits and cars and noises are very serious. Then it becomes very serious, right? But you
Yeah.
have a choice to see it as a big play, like a monopoly, right?
Mm-hmm.
See it as a monopoly. See it as a game. People walking around angrily. That's not your job to make them feel good. It's not your job to carry whatever they're feeling. Cars
Mm-hmm.
beeping. It's not your job to react to sounds as well, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just happening around you. So looking at all of that and seeing how you intake that information is what is the most important. It's not so much about the city, it's about what do you do with it when it comes at you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that depends on your practice. That depends on what
Mm-hmm.
what state what state can you get yourself at home, what state you leave your home at, and then throughout the day these states fluctuate. So they're never all stable. They will constantly fluctuate. And
Mm-hmm.
I find that even more fun because it's like a roller coaster. You go up and then you go down and you go up and you go down. And yeah, it's just treating it, looking at it as a game is something that's very useful for me. It's not, I don't, I try to, not try to, but I take it less seriously. If I find myself
Mm-hmm.
taking everything so seriously, you fall into that victim that this is the
Mm-hmm.
city doing this to me. This is the environment,
Yeah.
which is demonized in a way, but it's
Mm-hmm.
also you. It's also you who's part of this environment. You're part
I
of it.
agree.
So how are you adding to this environment yourself? When you enter a
Mm-hmm.
room, when you carry yourself throughout the day, how do you add to this environment? That's
Mm-hmm.
that's a very important
Mm-hmm.
thing to look at. How do you add to it?
Mm-hmm. Um, this up and down roller coaster simile. I remember our first call. You also mentioned that to me. Uh, yeah, I've been thinking, contemplating on that, and really see it more and more. Which kind of makes me think, like when let's say when it goes down and I say I try to enjoy that, right? I was Is that a good time to really understand the dukkha more? Because this is interesting. I asked Dhammarata this before, and I know Dhammarata often say, just see it enough, like, because if you try to investigate it more, as he always says, like you're cutting up the dog poop and try to slice it and dice it and make it into something, when the right noble effort will just be throw them out and be done with that and come back to this moment as it is. But sometimes, when it goes down, it kind of stay there for a while. It doesn't really go away. So I was like, is that a good time to really understand dukkha
Well,
more?
it stays there because uh,
Mm,
there's clinging to it. So it
mm,
stays there because you're not able to accept that you're down now. You were
mm,
up so high and you were happy, or you're peaceful, or you were just coming down. You were enjoying yourself, and now you're here. Now you're
mm,
thinking about how it was. You're thinking about the past so much, so it tends to linger longer. But the more
mm,
you can see that this is just a transitionary state,
mm,
back to again into the cycle, back again into the roller coaster. It's just that little
mm,
slow ride, when it slows down and goes like really slow before it drops and the fun begins. That's what it
mm,
is. It's that little ride, little speedless ride,
mm,
which seems like it takes time, but in
mm,
reality, there is no time. As soon as you learn to enjoy even the roller coaster going slow, you can accept that slow is fine with you. It's okay if you stay in
mm,
this feeling for a while. You
mm.
don't have to immediately come out of it. And when you accept that, you immediately seem to come out of it, which is quite
Yeah,
paradoxical,
that
right?
that often is my experience. It's just funny, like sometimes I was trying to see the unwholesome. Okay, this is unwholesome, and try to practice in that moment. And for some reason, it just stays and doesn't go away. And then at some point, I just like, yeah, okay. It looks like it's gonna be here for a while. And the next thing I know, right, it just wait. Why do I feel good suddenly? Like I wasn't intending to. And I guess that sometimes that experience is kind of confusing because the next time it happens, I don't do anything about it, and then it stays for so long, and then until I make the right noble effort to just enough effort to clean up the mind, and I was I feel good again. So it's confusing. My experience is confusing because then it's like, what do I do? Sometimes I don't know. So the only thing I could know is I just have to keep looking, um, keep trusting my intuition, my wisdom. Sometimes the wisdom tells me don't do anything. So I don't know. Like, does
It's
that make sense?
destabilizing. Yeah, it's very destabilizing from what you think your practice is and how you think it should look. But
Yeah.
but
Mm.
when you're practicing, it looks completely different. It's not just instructions
Yeah.
that we follow, but we follow our own kind of recipe. It's like our own kind of cooking that's happening. So I can
Mm.
tell you, you need a bit of onion, you need a bit of garlic, you need a bit of this, but you have to taste it and you have to know, like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, maybe less garlic. Oh, okay, maybe more onion. So
Mm.
it's a constant movement. It's not a stable thing where it's always the same recipe. And that's what the mind tries to convince you of, is that it's the same recipe every time.
Mm.
It's the same movement.
Yeah.
It is the same principle of like recognizing what is dukkha, but the dukkha tends to hide, tends to
Mm.
deceive, tends to find new ways of of integrating itself into our experience. So we keep developing that right concentration. We're developing the right effort to recognize it and how to
Mm.
get it out.
This kind of reminds me on our first talk how you kind of reminds me not to compare. And this is kind of the same thing, right? Like, I mean, it's good to, at least from my opinion, it's good to know what works before. And, that can be, I mean, it's good, but it can be a hindrance in itself because I'm comparing, like, this moment is a new moment, is the past is gone. So it's really the ability to keep coming back, right? Like, this is like, pay attention to my six senses. Um, yeah,
Well, it's the
interesting.
confidence. It's the confidence that we forget to build. We might know how to throw the dukkha out, but we forget to rebuild the confidence once we've thrown it out. Because when we're
Yeah.
up high, we have this confidence that, oh, everything's going great, I'm feeling good. So the
Mm.
confidence is really high. But then when we're low, we know how to throw it out. We might be throwing it out, but we're not building back again on the winner's mentality. So you're not stacking those, as they call it, burgers in the toilet. You're just
Mm.
throwing a burger and throwing back another one in. So you're constantly in the shitty water still. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
have to keep piling them on top of each other. You have to keep
Mm.
piling that winning mindset as well. That you're doing it. You know how to do it. Take a breath and you know how to do it. You know how to take a breath. You know how to relax. You find it in your body. You know how to find it in your senses immediately. You know how to relax. Everything is okay. And you see it. You see this confidence that you know to do it. You know how to breathe. You feel pleasantly. You know how to relax. Relax your face. Relax your back. Relax your head. As you breathe, you feel really good. Just keep breathing. Breathing, exhaling, relaxing. Find this confidence in you. You're doing it. It's here, right now. It doesn't go anywhere. It's always here. As
Yeah.
long as you keep building on that breath, it's here.
Mm.
Everything is okay. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. You see it. You see how simple and easy it is. Just take another breath. Ah, this one is really nice. Feel it. Feel it really. Feel really. Take another one. Oh, this one is even nicer. Oh, this one is the best one I had yet. You just build on that. You build on that. But wait, what's this? Oh, this one is even better. Oof, this one is really nice.
Mm.
And you just keep building on it. You feel it in your body. You feel it coming. You feel it exhaling. It feels really, really relaxing.
Mm.
How nice it is. Look at it. Ah, so relaxed. Have nothing to do. Breath is really
Mm.
relaxing. And you see how good you can get. How good can you get right now? How good can this breath feel as you breathe it in? Ooh, this one feels really nice. The next one, what about the next one? Ah, this one is even better.
This one thing that really helps my practice. But I have to do that. I have to remember to remember that, I guess, is the desire, the intention to practice. Sometimes it's interesting, like as you um, explain how simple it is, that appreciating how each every breath is different is really good, harmless pleasure we can get by just doing nothing. all this stuff. Like sometimes when I practice, it's like going through the motion, you know. It's like clocking in into a work. I mean, it's like work, like, and it's unintentional. It's very subconscious. Sometimes it just feels like I'm going through the motion, but then I suddenly remember, like remembering the Dhamma, remember why this practice is so nice, and suddenly that I just need that few seconds or maybe few minutes of remembering that the intention, that the good desire, I guess, to practice, and yeah, I guess I guess I'm just expressing how interesting it is that sometimes I don't have that intention. I just practice. It gets really stale. It gets really dry. It's like not working as intended. You know, like is that? Do you think so? Like the intention, I guess, like it's important.
Well, it gets really dry when when we're not looking at our body, when we're not looking at our sensory experience, and we're just removing dukkha, but we're not enjoying the fruit of removing it. So you're doing all
Makes
the
sense.
labor, but you're not looking at
Mm.
what it has done for you by removing it. You take a breath and you enjoy it. You feel it in your body. You return to the body. You return to what is now. Is now here with you. Is this right in this
Mm.
moment? Instead of looking forwards next one and throwing that one out. You just be the one that you are right now with this breath.
It makes so much sense, really. Like I remember there was, I mean, I'm kind of comparing my practice, but it's interesting to reflect. I guess it's like there was a period of time where I don't know. It just feels like the coming back to what is here was so strong. The intention, that the wholesome attitude is very effortless because I was keep paying attention to what is here. Yeah, yeah, something for me to think about. That's true.
There's nothing to think about right now, for example. Right now you can enjoy your practice, right? Right now you can be not as confused about it. That's the real thing. Is can you be there right now? Can you not be confused right now about it?
Mhm.
Can you enjoy it right now?
Mm.
Can you just breathe and be okay without knowing anything? Without knowing what's the right recipe even that we just talked about? Can you just enjoy not knowing anything?
Mm.
Can you just enjoy just inhaling and then see the breath come in, come out?
Yeah, like I guess there's like a little bit, like a little bit of like I'm confident in myself in the practice, but there's a little bit of like you know, that little doubt. I don't think it's a bad doubt. I guess I don't think so. It really feels like I I feel like I'm getting something wrong. Like genuinely, like um
Well, perhaps you're judging your practice a bit too harshly, what it should look like and what you feel like it looks for other people, right? What you think it looks for me, what you think it looks for the Maratha, right? What you think it is. There's that low judgment what we think it is, what it should be, what we
mm,
think we know the state, know the
mm.
peacefulness it provides, and we think, oh, that's a constant thing for everyone, but not me. How come I'm not there constantly? Then you bring
I mean,
yourself
yeah,
out of it.
that's kind of true.
But the confidence is knowing that you can do it too. Is knowing that you can come back to it any moment you choose to. That's the confidence that we're looking. We're not looking for it in every single second, but we're looking for every single moment we remember to bring ourselves back into it.
Mm.
Can you remember right now to bring yourself back into it?
Mm. Yeah, that's true. It,
Can you just breathe happily right now?
yeah.
See, there's a smile on your face, but then your eyes are still wandering. They're wondering if they're looking around. Is there anything else I can do about it? Is this really it? See, that's what we would call the doubt, right? Because it keeps looking, it looks for a way out. Wait, am I doing this right? I know how to do it. You tell yourself, I know how to do it, but maybe there's this little thing I can do. So that's the doubt creeping in. Like I know how to do it, but what about this? What about this? So it creates more doubt on top of doubt. Instead of saying fuck it, I don't need to know. I can just take another breath, right? I can just breathe. It's okay that I don't really know. Don't even want to know, to be honest. It's okay because I have this breath. I have this relaxing breath. That's all I need. I got everything I need right now. I don't need to look for it. I don't need to wonder. It's okay. It's okay not to know. And it's
But
okay
there's
to
one question
search.
I want to
Mm,
know. Well, I don't know if it's a question, it's just a statement, I guess. Like,
mm,
it's kind of scary. Like, I find myself being less interested in, um, I don't know how to say, like, I'm someone that used to like to go to crowded, noisy place, exciting things. I'm not averse to it, but just not much. Sometimes I wonder if because I kind of don't want to go there more. There's this doubt, I guess, of like, oh, what if I become a hermit? Like, I don't know how else. This is a funny thought, I guess. Like, I asked this because you're from a city, and maybe you can relate. Like, you have, um,
Well, there's this need to escape, and then we might think that becoming a hermit is a permanent thing. It's like I'm becoming a hermit forever. What forever? Where is this forever you're becoming a hermit for? The next day you
that's,
might be like, fuck it, I don't want to be a hermit. Like, come out. Like a lot of monks disrobe. Say, I'm done. I got what I needed. Got my solitude. Got my solitary experiences, and now I don't want to be in. Maybe life
hmm,
pushes them out of it. Their mother gets sick or something happens. So they're not a monk forever, although you can make that choice. But you make that choice now. Don't make it for the rest of your life. You make it always just now.
yeah,
Am I okay being a hermit right now? Yeah. Am I
yeah,
okay being a hermit right
something
now? Still, yeah. Am I okay being a
like
hermit now? Oh no, I actually want to go see a movie, So it works
that.
just like that, and we don't have to attach ourselves to either or either.
Yeah, like the mind is funny. It's a funny watching a funny show makes sense.
Well, you can just trust yourself. Once you know that you can relax, and once you get yourself relaxed, you can trust yourself in whatever happens out of that relaxed state. Because you're still doing things when you're able to relax. It doesn't mean you're not living in the city, you're not functioning in the city. You're still functioning, but you're just functioning from a different state. You're
Hmm.
functioning from more, I would say, as people that, but as I put like more spiritual seclusion, more like seclusion from mind. You're You're in the city, but you're kind of like playing a game. You're not really there. You're just looking at things. You're listening to sounds. You're seeing people talk, say things to you, and you're like, who are they talking to? Why are they saying this? That's that's the game. That's the game you play. So that is kind of seclusion. That is kind of being a hermit. You just seclude into yourself, because that's the ultimate seclusion, isn't it? That's the ultimate temple. That's where everything resides.
Yeah.
So as long as you know how to seclude into yourself, you're okay anywhere. Train station, forest, monastery, doesn't matter. As long as you can come back to yourself. That's the seclusion. And then the craving for more solitary experiences tend to happen because we get more relaxed. We get more
Mm.
relaxed, we might get into a higher jhana state, and then we tend to crave it. We tend to
Mm.
crave that seclusion really badly, which is a good craving because it doesn't harm anyone. It benefits you. It makes you joyous. It makes you happy.
Mm.
Right? So you crave wisely, as they say. You crave wisely.
Mm. Yeah. I uh I would say, I mean, this is a question that's been in my head for a long. It's not like I'm not desperate for an answer, but it's just something I ponder once in a while because like I realize the way. I mean, I'm still me. Like, just I still have a lot of old habits and stuff, right? But the way I approach things has been more relaxed, more. Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's wiser. The way I was able to pause and mindfully looking, um, all that good stuff. Um, because of all this new mental habit, I guess I sometimes when certain things come out, I don't know how to handle them. I mean, this sounds like I'm not confident in myself, sounds like that, but it is more because like the usual way of me handling it is through stress, through pressure, through I don't know, self hate. I don't know, just and somehow I look at it, it was like, okay, that's the old me. Now it's different. And if I'm being honest, I find myself stuck. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know what's the right decision here because obviously the old way seems to be toxic. I guess in a way it's like craving because I'm craving for an answer. Like, okay, like tell me. Like I'm asking myself, like tell me what to do right now. Seriously, this confusing.
So
Like,
you're
yeah,
craving to get out of it.
yeah,
Craving
like
for
just
immediate deliverance. You're craving for it to immediately
yeah,
be out of it.
yeah, immediate deliverance. Yeah, yeah.
Well, well, we know how to achieve that, right? So whenever that comes, we know how to achieve it.
Yeah.
You know what you can do. You got the
Mm,
skill set. You bring it back into trusting, to knowing the Dhamma, into knowing it can bring you out. If that confusion, that stuckness, that feeling of being stuck, then
mm,
there's no way to go. That means you're here, you're stuck. So use that moment being here and just take a breath. See
mm,
how it feels. Right? Coming back into the body, using the body, because if you can't go anywhere, you might as well use that time wisely, right? And just come back to the body. If your mind tells you that you're stuck and you're stressed out, well, there's nowhere to go. Good. Now I can just chill out. I had nowhere to go. See, stuck. What am I gonna do? Stuck with all these problems. What can I do about them? Oh well, they're gonna happen. Okay, so let's take another breath, right? So it's just more piling and piling on top of each other. It's just bringing back that confidence that you have, know how to do it,
Mm.
how to do it. And those moments, they tend to be reminders that, hey, look, oh, finally reached this point of stuckness, and wherever I turn, wherever I think, whatever question I ask, oh, I can't find the answer. Good. Now I can take a breath. Oh, and there you go. Oh, this breath is so nice. Oh, wait, where did the question go? Oh, it's gone. Okay, it came back. Oh, let me take another one.
Yeah.
Oof. See, that's how it works. And then it might come back again, and then you take another one. You build that feeling good in the body. I think that's one thing that you might be neglecting is feeling good in your body, because you might feel stuck, and when that stuckness feels really tense in the body. You might feel it in the chest, you might feel it in just everywhere, in your head, in your forehead, in your whatever you want to call it, third eye, and wherever you feel that tension there. So
Usually it's
you
in my
yeah, so
usually it's in my
in the traps, right? So
Mm.
using the breath, you really expand into them. Oh, release them.
Mm.
Oh, so good. Whew. Keep releasing them. You feel that goodness traveling through them.
Mm.
Just allow to feel yourself to feel good. You allow yourself to feel good. You don't need permission. You don't need to solve anything. You can feel good right now.
Mm.
Don't need to solve anything to feel good. There's nothing to solve.
Mm.
Just take a breath and you can feel the goodness in your shoulders, in your head, your behind your eyes. It's just relaxing. It's just very relaxing. This is the goodness that gets you going.
Mm.
So you stay with it. You try to see how long can I make myself feel good for?
Mm.
Can I do it for this breath? Oh, can I take maybe a longer inhale, like a really long one?
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, years ago, my stress tends to be in my chest, and I don't know how. Somewhere it starts to be here in my traps, my shoulder. And sometimes I once wonder, is it because I'm becoming more aware of my body? It actually has always been there, or just somehow shift the position. But I mean, it's not an important question. I just feel like saying it because it's interesting how often I notice it is in my trap nowadays.
Well, you've developed a certain concentration that kind of shows you, it signals you to relax now, where before it might not have been signaling, it might have just been the whole body's tense, so nothing really stands out.
Mm.
But now you can see what stands out. You get a signal. You get a signal for practice. It's a signal for practice, as I see it. It's a signal to take a breath. It's a game. It's a little game your body plays with you. Tells you, hey, look at me. Feeling a bit tight here. Can you give me some juice? Can you give me some nice feelings? Can you slow down a bit, right?
Like, yeah, this is an old habit of mine. I'm still working on it. I mean, I just use the word work. It sounds heavy, but I mean, I mean, this is a practice, right? But I, I want to take things slower in a lot of things I do. I mean, when I'm reflecting, it seems to be the case that when I slow things down, it really just brings so much benefit. But sometimes it's just difficult. The mental habit, right? Just it's rushing, and I know I'm creating another story. There's not much to it. I just have to bring back. Yeah, okay, I see that. Just, it's like, yeah. I'm playing with my habits, I guess. Like I keep seeing it, like, oh, okay, there it goes again. Trying to rush on, rush for something. But yeah.
When you slow down, you intercept them, right? You create these little gaps, as you even said, the Morava told you. You create these little, little commas, little gaps.
Mm.
You notice them, and what do you do with them? You throw them out. And it's okay if it comes back. You throw it out again. You create gaps like that. You create like gap after gap and gap. And the thing that is usually gets us thinking this is hard work is because we're not putting the juice back into the system when we throw them out. We're
Mm.
not putting that good feeling. We're not putting in that good thought. That hey, look, I caught it. I see myself leaning into the habit. I can see what's going on here. Well done. You see it. I did it. I'm
Mm.
excited. I see it. I see it. Oof, I see it. This is great. Right? It's not, oh, I
Mm.
see it. Oh, damn, I see it. Oh, not again. It's like, I see it. I see it. I
Yeah,
see you, Mara. Right? I see you. Excitement. You
yeah,
bring excitement to it.
I agree.
Right? There's two ways of looking at it. If you bring this attitude of like, oh, again, okay, it keeps happening. It's gonna be like a dull work. But if you bring this attitude, hey, I see you. Oh, okay, out you go. Whew, that's excitement, right? That stimulates you. That gets the system
Yeah.
really excited. And then you see the next one. Oh, I see you again. It gets excited to play this game. It gets excited to practice it.
Mm.
Then the more you excited you get, the better you get, the more confidence you build.
Mm.
But you have to keep practicing. You have to keep taking those breaths, and you have to keep seeing it, throwing it
Mm.
out, coming back to it, and being excited about it. It's like, hey, look, I'm doing it right now. Just did it again, and again. I can keep doing this because I know I can do this. I
Mm.
really can. I really know I can do this. Thing to do. It's just a low thing. It's not important. Throw it out. Can come back to it. I can throw it out again. Can play with it. It's a little toy. It's not a
Mm.
big deal. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I want to share one last thing. It's before I go. I think thing that I've been I'm honestly amazed how sneaky the excuse can be. I haven't really. I mean, it's still practice in motion. I don't have an answer, but like when I'm stressed out and the old mental habits comes back, like, oh, I'm stuck or whatever, and oh, I try to relax. There's this pressure telling me that I can like uh I don't know. I don't even know what the excuse is saying,
Okay.
but it's interesting because the old way of me relaxing would be like I start browsing YouTube or playing my phone. But the new way of me relaxing is just I'm just sitting there and just take a deep breath. Sometimes I go for a walk, maybe sometimes just look around the room, not much to it, really relaxing, enjoying. Like obviously when I contemplate with mindfully, like the new way is infinitely better, infinitely. I mean, there's just no downside to it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But it's so sneaky how the excuse, or you can say Mara tells me, I don't know, just convince me to distract myself through technology. It's this very weird. It's like it sells me a very convincing story. Like if I'm start do this instead, it's gonna be helpful. But I guess when I say I'm amazed how despite I practice all this, like this excuse is so convincing to me. Like I wasn't able to see it at that moment. Like it's so surprising. But yeah,
Mhm.
just yeah,
Well, you see it and you throw it out when you see it.
yeah.
It doesn't need to always be perfect.
Mm,
You congratulate yourself, man. It doesn't need to always be perfect. We're not looking for that
yeah,
perfection all the time. Sometimes
true.
scrolling through the phone is okay. It's okay.
Mm,
It's okay. It's okay to get distracted as well.
mm, yeah,
Nobody's
true.
here with a whip asking you to be on top of this horse all the time, except yourself.
It definitely is myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm my worst enemy, to be honest.
But it comes back to the same thing of being a hermit. Like you're looking for a concrete, solid
Yeah,
state, and everything
yeah,
is in flux. You're in flux. You're always changing.
that's so true.
And the sneakiness changes as well. It becomes more sneaky and sneakier and sneakier. So it's it's not as serious as it seems when you say it's sneaky. You make it sound like it's coming to get you. It's like it's really bad if it gets you. But if you see it
Yeah,
as a game, then it's okay. It's like losing a health point in a game. Like you lose one
yeah,
health point,
yeah,
right? And then
yeah,
you're becoming really careful because now you have five health points. So you might as
yeah.
well you become really aware. You become really concentrated. You're really trying to kill that boss or do whatever, not to lose health, right?
Yeah.
So you just treat it as a game, right? If it gets you, it gets you.
Mm,
That's a
that's
reminder.
true.
Okay, he got me this time. Okay, let me take a breath now. Okay, I'm okay. It can get me from time to time. I'll still be okay. I'll climb back on top of it.
Mm,
Be
that's
the top of your dirt, man. You can handle this
mm,
dirt. Even if it gets you from time to time, you can handle it. You have the confidence, you have the skill set.
mm,
Don't worry if it comes back or if it goes. Don't worry about it. You can handle it
mm,
right now. You can handle it later. You can always handle it.
that's
Whenever you
true.
choose to, whenever you see it. It
Mm,
doesn't need to be permanent. It doesn't need to be solid. It's okay. It's okay how it is right now.
mm,
Whatever mood, whatever attitude it is right now, it's okay.
mm,
It's all okay. However, the breath even feels sometimes, it's okay.
mm,
Maybe it's just a short one. Maybe it's just a short one. Maybe it's like a bit long. It's okay. It changes.
mm,
But you're okay. Everything's okay.
mm,
Even if anxiety or everything comes back, it's okay. You can handle it.
mm,
You can feel it. You can see it. You can throw it out. And you can feel
mm.
good again. There it is.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Whatever is coming is okay. Goes. There it goes. It's gone. It's not here. It keeps moving. So you just notice the movement. It constantly moves in, moves out, comes back, sometimes for longer, sometimes for shorter. It's okay. There's no harm in there. It's okay. It doesn't need to be the same.
Mm,
Doesn't need to be. Does not need to be the same.
yeah.
It's good enough. This is good enough. This moment is really good enough. Whatever it brings is good enough. Oh, and it feels good. It feels good to know that you're good enough no matter what comes. Doesn't need to be perfect. It's okay. You're still good enough. Right?
Yes, yes, it's good enough.
Work with it. Work with the breath and you relax the body. Feel it in your body relaxing. You can feel it in your neck relaxing. Maybe you want to give a stretch to the neck to feel how good it feels. You know, you stretch it out. You go left, right, and you feel it. Feels really good.
It is, it is wonderful.
Good
Yeah,
enough. Whatever it is good enough. You work with that.
yeah,
You can do it. Dude, you can see you can do it. You have the
yes.
confidence. And if it comes
Thank
back, you
you.
can do it again.
Hmm. I mean, it's so subtle, so simple. Dhamma says so many times. We talk about it in Sangha many times. Is that everything's okay, but like I really forgot that. Like even yeah. So what if I mess up? That's okay. Like not
Hmm.
because not because we are encouraging the carelessness. It's more like yeah, if you're careless. Yeah, it's okay. Let's start again.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so simple. Sometimes I forgot. Yeah, that's true.
There's no point where it's always a beginner's practice. It's always a beginner's practice. You're always allowed to come back to a beginner. You don't need to
Hmm.
be an expert meditator. You don't need to be an expert at handling dukkha. You can come back to the first step. You know, you can
I'm just
drop
laughing
down
at yeah.
and you can
I'm just
drop down
laughing
to
at
the
the
lowest.
idea. I'm just laughing at the idea of like expert at handling dukkha, like certified dukkha.
Certified dukkha handler, right? The title gets you like a job maybe, but you know, but that's it. But even expert dukkha handlers seem to kind of miss dukkha from time to time. You know, expert cleaners tend to leave
Yeah.
like a little stain here and there. They can't get rid of everything. That's okay, but
Yeah.
it's not the whole building that's on fire, right? It's just a little stain.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little bit of dukkha. It's okay. Throw it out. If you see it, throw it out. If you don't see it and it gets you, oh well, it got me. Okay, good. Take another breath. It's not that serious.
Yeah,
Doesn't need
it's
to be
not.
perfect. Doesn't need to be perfect.
Mhm.
Is that all that reaching for constant perfection is just an old mechanism of
Mm,
needing it to be right, needing it to be correct, needing it to be perfect, needing it
mm,
to be this way because this way it gets maximal result, maximum dukkha
mm,
evacuation, maximum
mm,
pleasure, maximum this, maximum that. But if this feels good enough, why do I need to go further? This feels good enough right now.
mm,
If this mood is okay right now, I don't need to go anymore. I don't need to feel happier. I don't need to feel sadder. I can feel just good enough.
mm,
You learn to flow. Whatever comes, you learn to flow with it.
mm,
It's good enough. Whatever comes to you is good enough.
mm. Yeah, I actually asked Amaranth this, but just curious. Like, actually, I don't think he had given me an answer, I guess. But I do always remind myself that it is good enough. Like, don't need to be happy, just enough satisfaction, really good stuff. But there's inside of this practice, we are like even the breath is a good example, right? Like, yeah, we appreciate this breath right now. This is good enough. But there's this curiosity. Like even Ajahn Thanisaro, he said, like, ask yourself what kind of breathing feels nice right now. So isn't that in a way, yes, we are satisfied now, but we also like just enough effort to like, hey, can it be better? Not from clinging, I guess, just curiosity. So is that how you see it? I don't know.
The way I see it now is, can I maintain the smile? Not essentially on my face where I have to smile all the time out of happiness. Can I
Mhm.
maintain that smile in my chest?
Um,
Smiling with your chest. Can you feel the smile in your chest right now? It's good
mm,
enough. It doesn't have to be in your face, exploding with joy, right? But sometimes it is.
mm,
So that's
mm,
how you can look at it. There's ways. There's many points of
mhm.
pleasure in your body. Doesn't need to be
Yeah,
always at the maximum capacity. Can it be good enough at this point?
yeah.
And as long as you
No,
can
yeah.
keep remembering to smile, Ivan, if you just remember to smile, not even with your face, but with your chest, with your breath,
Mm,
just keep smiling.
yeah. Something just clicks to me is because this nurturing, I mean, Dhamma don't talk about this a lot too, but this nurturing, the way I see it is nurturing inner parent to myself, like no matter
Hmm.
what, this is good enough. Like, I mean, I cannot imagine a very nurturing parent to tell their kid that, hey, you're not happy now. Like that sounds so crazy. Like it's so it doesn't work that way. It's just like, hey, this is good enough. Hey, you are sad, it's okay. Like, this is it's good enough. This very nurturing. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
What does a good parent look like? For me, how I
Mm,
how how I would see the parent looks like when the kid is throwing a tantrum. He stands there
mm,
calmly and just smiles in his chest. He doesn't have a smile on his face. He knows the kid is
mm,
having a tantrum and he's just being relaxed. In his chest,
mm,
he's smiling. He's looking at the kid and he's thinking, oh, look, he's feeling a bit upset, but it's gonna run out. It's gonna run
mm,
itself out, right? It's just a momentary thing. He's gonna get
mm,
tired. He's gonna run out of tears, right? So you bring that to yourself. Be that parent to yourself. Find that calmness in your chest with the breath. Find that smile inside yourself. Can you find the
mm.
smile inside yourself, Ivan? Can you find it now? Can you be okay
Yes.
and you parent yourself?
Yep.
See? Be the
Yes.
parent.
Yep.
Be the parent to your kid that tells you, hey,
Mm,
this is that, this is that. Okay, that's okay. It's okay.
mm,
It's okay. I'm throwing a tantrum inside myself. That's okay. It will
mm,
run itself out. Can I keep
mm,
smiling? Can I keep breathing? Good way of using is a chest. It's smiling with your chest. I feel like it really clicked when practicing to smile with your chest, because to smile with your chest, you need to take a breath. To expand the smile in your chest, you almost need to inhale. So to maintain it, you constantly need to keep inhaling and exhaling,
mm.
because you can't keep walking around just smiling at everyone. I mean, I do that sometimes, and people just freak the fuck out.
Yeah,
They're like, "Why is
yeah.
this guy looking at me and smiling?" I even, I
Mm.
even almost get into fights sometimes. They're like, "Don't look at me like that," And I'm just like, "I'm just really happy," you know. So you need to reduce your happiness sometimes. You can be too happy in the city. So you use your chest.
Yeah.
You transfer the smile to your chest, and
Mm,
you use the breath. You maintain that pleasantness with yourself. Parent yourself.
mm,
How would you like your parent to act? Would you like them to tell you like, "Hey, you're not doing it perfectly enough," or would you like them to stand there with a smile, knowing that it's okay? It's just a tantrum.
mm.
The kid does not need to be perfect. Your inner
Yes.
kid does not need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect, Ilan. You just need to keep
Mm.
smiling at yourself. You're okay.
Yeah.
Focus on the
Yeah.
smile.
Thank you. Mm. Like everything just clicked suddenly. Yeah.
It's okay.
Mm.
You can parent yourself. You can reparent yourself. You can be a parent yourself now. You know how to be a parent now. You know how to handle people. This is the state we handle everything from ourselves, others, situations,
Mm.
jobs. This is the state.
Mm.
Keep smiling with our chest and breathing.
Yeah.
And if you wanna,
Like
you
when
can
I,
focus on your heart, and just focus on your heart as well. Just allow
yeah,
it to smile. Really feel it in your body. Just allowing it to expand. Smile. It's okay. See? There's a lot of happiness there inside of you. Smile inside your chest. There's a lot of happiness.
yeah,
Now
it
you're
makes a lot of sense.
practicing metta. Now you're practicing love.
Mm. Yeah,
Have some
I
have some love for yourself. It's okay. You know how to love yourself. Know how to parent yourself. And that's loving yourself. So as long as you keep smiling with your chest, you're okay. You're okay. Feels good, doesn't it?
it's so relaxing. So it's almost like no effort. I mean,
Hmm.
it feels like no effort.
It is no effort
Yeah.
because you're there. You got the skills. This is the confidence. That's why you have no effort. That's the confidence.
Mm.
You can do it with no effort. It's no biggie. This tantrum is no biggie. This thought is no biggie, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This distraction, no biggie. It's okay.
Hmm.
I can move
Hmm.
myself back. Yeah, good stuff.
Good enough.
Yeah, thank you, Carl. I, I'll have to rewatch this video. It's yeah, it's like yeah. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I'm glad you're feeling good. Just keep smiling. Okay?
Mhm.
So, talk
You
to
have
you
a good
soon. Yeah.
yeah. Talk
Take
to you
care, man.
soon.
Bye, man. Yeah.